Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. Today I have a lovely guest with me, which is Dawn Barlow.
Hello.
And she was with me last week as well. And the reason why she's here is because Dawn has written this amazing book. And it's called From Dark to Light, a memoir of spiritual awakening. And it's just, I just have to share it with you, just how amazing with you. And I thought we could, have a little chat with Dawn about the details of what she has written about in the book. Now, so Dawn, can you tell me a little bit about the book and sort of what prompted you to write it?
This is the book. I always go the wrong way. There we go. No, here you hold it.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's from
I'm dyslexic that way.
From Dark to Light, a memoir of spiritual awakening. And there we go. I think I got it sort of right. and you can find it on Amazon.com. And the person that has written it, who is sat to my right, is Dawn Barlow. And so you can find this on Amazon.com. And, one of the things that I think is really interesting about the book is it's sort of like a book of two halves, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And one of the things about this book is it starts with, it's like a memoir or memory of your life, an autobiography of your life.
Yes.
Is there anything in there that you'd like to share with the viewers, sort of, as we...
Well, the book actually starts from the time I was born into a family with a father who was an abusive alcoholic, and through all the traumas and the tragedies that I've went through in my life growing up and in my adulthood, and going into my own alcoholism, my own addictions, and all the spiritual things that happened in between, to get me to where I realize I'm a medium and actually going from darkness into light. I have so many different stories in there, and it's very interesting, I think.
So, what was do you remember what your sort of, I know that as you were growing up, you had some spiritual experiences, but what was sort of one of your first experiences where you had a connection with somebody, and what was that like?
Well, I can tell you the first time I actually heard spirit is in the house I grew up in. There was a couple in there, a woman and a man, and they would whisper my name to me, and they would call me by name, and they would scare the crap out of me. And I became afraid of spirit as a child. But, as I got into it, I realized, and they would whisper, Dawn. Oh. It was, they frightened me. So that was really my first.
But so a little bit later on,
yes.
You had some quite... having read, your book, you've had some quite profound experiences with some spiritual people, or spirit people, should I say, that stepped forward. What sort of people came forward and spoke to you?
Well, it started with angels coming forward. Yeah. And from angels, archangels started coming in. Mm-hmm. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Haniel, and then it started where Mother Mary started coming in, and Jesus started coming in, and I've had plenty of saints step forward: Saint Anne, Saint Catherine, Mother Teresa, Saint Therese. I mean, I've had, you name it, they've been forward, and it's not like I asked for these people; they just come in.
That's just incredible.
Yeah.
And so, you've actually detailed some of the accounts and the experiences that you've had
I have, yes.
with these spiritual people,
yes.
and sort of given all the details.
Yes.
Is there anyone that sort of stands out for you, do you think?
Well, among the ones I just mentioned, I think Archangel Michael has helped me cross over. I have lost souls that have come to me and asked for help. They are not able to cross over. They're lost. They're frightened. Whatever the reason is, I always call him in, and he helps me to cross these souls over. So I think that's incredible that happens.
And last week we were talking about what Archangel Gabriel looks like, because you've got an amazing ability with your clairvoyance.
Yes.
And so what does Archangel Michael look like?
Well, when he comes in, he has a big color of, there's like a bluish gray. And the archangel is always coming with a very tall presence and a huge energy. And he's like a silvery blue.
Right.
And he always holds that sword. So I know it's him, and I see a shield.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just quite incredible.
Yes.
And is there sort of any experiences from, say, Jesus or Mother Mary?
Well, yes, there are. One particular, I don't know. I know that they're very close to me, and they always protect me. Ever since I can remember as a small child, I've always felt Mother Mary with me. Very unexplainable to me, not realizing anything at that time, but I've always felt her close. It's
so really sort of, in a sort of synopsis of this book, I'm going to hold it up again. So for people who are on Moonstruck TV, they can see. This is a book From Dark to Light, a memoir of spiritual awakening, and written by Dawn Barlow. Now, you can find it on Amazon.com. That's the easiest way.
Yes.
Or you can actually go onto your website and order it, can't you?
DawnBarlowMedium.com.
That's fantastic. But one of the things that, I would like to sort of comment on this is that I've been, this book was only released, how long was it first released?
About six days, maybe?
Yes, it's about 6 to 7 days ago, about a week ago. And what's been so amazing is the feedback that we've been hearing about how people have just sort of, found it sort of gripping to read. And that was the thing that when I started reading and I commented about it, how easy to read it is. It's one of those books that you pick up and you can't put down. It's just readable, and I really like that in books. I think you've got this real talent of being able to just do this.
Right.
And the other piece of feedback that we're getting quite a lot is how people are feeling that it's healing them and helping them in their lives, isn't it?
Yes.
I've
gotten a lot of feedback with people saying that you don't know how it is to walk in someone else's shoes, and people never realized the difficulties I had in life, and going through it and seeing how I went through it and I'm where I am now, they have hope for themselves.
Yeah.
It's great.
And so I think that this is a book that would people from all sorts of walks of life would love. But I think people who, perhaps are struggling with addictions, or people who are on a spiritual path, or want to, sort of, to understand more about spirituality and how mediumship sort of works or has worked for Dawn. Yes. I think, this book would encompass it all.
And also in my book, I've had celebrities that have stepped forward, and I have a whole chapter on Michael Jackson and his words of this Neverland documentary that was out. And Lizzie Borden from my hometown of Fall River here, she has stepped forward. I've had a few celebrities step in, and they're all mentioned in the book. But I have a whole chapter on Michael Jackson.
Yeah. And so if you're just curious as to who did what and what's the truth, it's in the book, buy the book.
That's right.
And you'll find it. So thank you very much for coming on to the show. And I believe I have a caller, and I'm just going to call the microphone so I can get it in my other ear. But thank you very much for coming. Thank you. So I believe I have Greg in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Are you there?
Good day there. It's kind of a cloudy, cool day here. But
is it? Yes, and it's not much better here, where I'm just looking out the window. It's quite cloudy here. So I am a medium, and I'm able to connect with loved ones in the spirit world, or I can ask for my guides to help with guidance. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
Yeah, I'm looking at some financial help and stuff. So not here, but I'm not dead broke or anything.
All I heard is...
Finances are bad.
So it's financial and health is what you're interested in. These are two areas that can be sort of difficult to answer, and so I have to sort of put some sort of caveat in that it's important not to take any advice too seriously, and see it as more sort of entertainment than anything. And I'm only putting that caveat in just to protect myself, not because I don't think this is all true. But anyway, so let's get started. Now, I feel that I have one of my guides is stepping forward, and I'm being told that your ability, your financial circumstances has it's making me feel as though I almost feel like I've been scraping along for a little while. Would that make sense?
Yes, and just get by. I'd like a little better than that.
Yes, and I'm being sort of, looking. I can see you, holding money in your hands and sort of, well, I've got to pay for this and I've got to get this and I haven't got anything left. So it's almost like as money comes in, it just goes out, and it's just meeting your sort of basic needs. And I'm also getting the feeling with you is that you're not in a position to sort of. I feel that sort of working full time is not easy. Not an easy. I almost feel like you don't work. Is that right? Is that correct, Greg?
That's correct. Yes.
And I feel that, and I'm being told. I'm being told that the reason why you're not working is because I feel like there's certain health issues that it's not practical for you to work, and so your circumstances are such that it's almost like it's enough to just sort of get by, but it's sort of difficult. I'm also seeing you as you're working. I'm also as throughout your life. I'm also seeing you that you have to take. You do have quite a few hospital appointments, and sort of going backwards and forwards to for doctor's appointments, or because I feel that you're under medical supervision or under care. Would that make sense?
Yeah, that's pretty well been the case so far. Anyways, just getting over a broken ankle and. I'm also being told that you have a little bit of difficulty with breathing. Would you understand that? Yeah, that would be in there too.
Yes, and what I'm being told is now it's interesting because we were talking about Archangel Michael a moment ago, and he's just come in with me, and he's asking me to place your name on the healing list, so that you are able to receive healing, and I'm being told that that this is that you're going to receive some important healing. Now, when the spirit world tell me that you're going to have some healing, they never sort of really sort of say whether it's going to be a complete cure or what the details are. But I know that I'm meant to sort of put you on the healing list, and if you're happy with that, I'll do that for you.
Cool. I got something to tell you. Just take a second while we're doing this. It's a good story, eh? But anyway, that was a child. I had to pick a name for confirmation, and I picked the Archangel Michael, so it's Gregory Wayne Michael Mann.
Well, that's why you've had Archangel Michael come in this morning, then, or this afternoon. Sorry, where
I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. There's no coincidence in my work, and like Dawn, who's just written the book, I do get those sort of similar people come through. Now, so Greg, I haven't got, we're quite sort of short on time at the moment.
I do want to thank you for your time. You've been great. All the people I've gotten. Oh, here we go. We're back again.
But what I would just like to say to you is that what's important is I know that on some level you're going to be receiving some healing. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I'm going to go to my next caller. But thank you so much, Greg, for calling in. And just know that Archangel Michael is wanting to give you some healing. And isn't that amazing that was your name, your confirmation name? Wonderful. I love that. Love that. Thank you for sharing that with us, Greg. Thank you. Now I'm going back to the next caller. That's Jolanda in Newcastle, England. Hello, Jolanda.
No, hi.
Yolanda.
Hi,
It's Yolanda.
It is. I cannot hear you very well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. I'm about to get on a flight and to come over to England. So it's nice to speak to you. I hope the weather is good.
Well, it's dry till now. It's dry.
Oh, good. Well, that's the main thing, because England can be notorious for being wet. Now, I'm a medium, as you can probably gather, and I am able to connect with loved ones in the spirit world, or I can look at some guidance for you in your life. Is there a particular way that you'd like me to work?
I think it's good for the guidance. As I'm hoping to change my direction and to see if I can break free from the past.
Right. Okay. Is this to do with a relationship?
Yes, it's with my ex-partner. I seem to be stuck. I do really care about them a lot, but everything didn't work out, basically. And I'm stuck in the UK, and I want to go to Spain, back to where I came from.
Yeah. So what I'm feeling is again, my guide Bork is here with me, and he is saying to me that the trouble with your ex is that it's almost like I don't feel that he considers himself an ex. He's quite possessive, he's quite controlling, and he has been almost like quite a difficulty for you throughout your life. Would you understand that?
Absolutely. It's been 10 years.
Yeah, and I feel that I almost feel that you I feel like there's it's like a real control, and I feel it's almost as though you're and what I'm being told is that you I'm seeing I'm hearing the words you've tethered the cord, and I'm being told that although you feel as though you're not quite free yet, I'm being told that circumstances are going to change particularly as you go into next year, because I feel that you're going to have a lot more sort of freedom in your life. But up until now, there seems to be a strong obligation towards him. And I feel that your this obligation is surrounding. Have you got children with him? Because I feel like there's a need to be connected with him all the time, and I just feel that he is. It's almost as though he's not. He's almost as though he's not allowing you to be free. He's not allowing you to get away. He's controlling, and I feel with him that it's almost like he's obsessed. Like there's an obsession with him, and an obsession with over you and your family, and I'm being told that the only way that you're going to have freedom is to actually sort of, almost like you have to be on the run. You have to leave. And I feel with you that this is something that you've been thinking about and are plotting and planning, and I feel that you've been saving up some money to do that. I also am being told that you have a grandmother in the spirit world that is helping you and guiding you. And I feel that you're going to go to sort of like 1, 2, 3 places. You're not going to settle in the first place that you go to. And I don't know whether that's because you're just spending overnight or something like that. But it's going to be 3 places until you settle. And I'm also being told that he will eventually release his claws on you. And that's going to be, when that happens, I feel like it's because he's met somebody else. But your relationship with him, he has a unhealthy way of looking at you in life. He's not accepting. It's like you are his possession, and he's not accepting the breakup. And I do feel that he is going to continue to be a little bit awkward and difficult for a little while yet. But I know that your grandmother is speaking to me, and she's saying to me that she's helping you and inspiring you. And I feel that you've managed to save quite a bit of money. I feel
I got a couple of plans. I don't have the money as yet, but it's the plan.
Yeah, but I'm being shown like the jar, but it's not full up. That's what I'm being shown. So I know that there is. You've got something, to do, right. But I just feel that your exit out of this relationship is all about the money, and your grandmother is saying to me, "Do not worry, dear, because we've got everything in hand in the spirit world, and we're going to be helping and assisting you to have that sort of freedom, and gain that freedom."
Because I'm always worried he's going to stop. And I hoped he would change and stop this obsession and maybe just be that good dad or partner ever in the future if he wakes up, but he seems to be immature, I think.
The only way is he's going to stop that obsession is when he finds somebody else to be obsessed over.
But he already has somebody else, and he's still doing it.
But I'm not really seeing him. It's like he's just sort of he has an unhealthy, as I said earlier, an unhealthy obsession over you. But I do feel that I do feel that he may even meet somebody else, and I just get that feeling that there will be a time when he will release from this obsession. But
he's married now to somebody else.
Yeah. But he's still, and it may well be that he may meet somebody else. But I feel that there is going to be somebody else that he's going to end up being obsessed over. And what I'm feeling very strongly about this situation is that right now you need to get away as soon as you're able to, because I don't feel that he is. I don't feel that he's a healthy example to your children.
No.
And I feel sort of slightly uncomfortable saying that on air because, well, but we've got 30 seconds left, which it goes so quickly, doesn't it? But what I want to say to you is that what the most important thing here is that your grandmother is here helping you, and that and I feel that you will get that money and you will get away, and that's the only way you're going to have freedom. But this is something that that your grandmother is working with you. Do not underestimate how spirit can help, because they really can. When they set their minds to it, they really can help. So I hope that helps, Yolanda.
It does a lot. It does a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for calling in, and I hope it all goes well for you. I really, really do.